You know what people think social media management is? Posting a cute picture, throwing up a hashtag, maybe dancing on TikTok once in a while. You know what it actually is? Strategy, messaging, analytics, video production, editing, caption writing, keyword research, platform optimization, scheduling, community management, reporting, and doing it all consistently enough that it actually grows the business. If you're a business owner trying to do all of that between client calls, payroll, and, running your company, no wonder you're exhausted. At Big Voice Social, we don't just do your posts. We become the voice of your brand online. We build the strategy, create the content, and make sure everything you put into the world actually sounds like you, just amplified. Because social media isn't a hobby, it's a marketing engine. If you're ready for it to finally work like one, head to bigvoicesocial.com. I'm Shane, and I built this company to authentically represent other businesses on their social media platforms. Our team is a team of professional communicators, and that's what we do. So give us a call or reach out at bigvoicesocial.com. That's bigvoicesocial.com.
Okay,
So Jenna, Lisi,
yes.
Jenna, now you know each other.
My mom was like, Jenna, Lisi really wants to meet you. And I was like, okay, well, with what time? I have this and I have this and I have this. She goes, Jenna, if you could find time to work out, you could get on the phone with Lisi.
Oh, well, I don't want to keep you from a workout. I know how important that is.
You're not.
So...
You're not.
Okay.
We're sandwiching in between two meetings. She got a text this morning from her internship that she had a meeting in 10 minutes. So she got on that. Now she's on this, and then she has another meeting. So they're keeping her busy.
Don't you love that they expect you to be free
And
in 10 minutes?
Right.
Yeah, that's how I roll.
Okay. I mean, I feel like that's your generation, so I guess
it'll make her a good employee.
I
right?
haven't checked social media yet.
Because you haven't checked social media.
Don't check social media.
Yeah, right,
and
exactly.
Then, this is how I roll. They slack me. They're like, get on the call. And I'm like, okay.
Welcome to the Social Dialogue Podcast. We're a mother-daughter team, both working in the world of social media management.
Join us as we share our different perspectives on life today, including trends, fashion, friendships, and career, and how social media impacts it all. Together, we bring two perspectives to one conversation.
I'm Shane.
And I'm Jenna.
And we're excited to bring you this new episode of the Social Dialogue Podcast.
What's your internship? Remind me.
I work for a company, and they put on events for people who work at retail and D2C companies, but like the high up people, like directors, VP, CEOs.
Like she
That's
met
really
this
fun.
chief marketing officer of Ulta at last year's conference, and she met the CEO of Viore. So she's met some big people.
Oh, this is amazing. You're
we need one of them to hire her full time.
Right. But you're like growing your Rolodex, which I feel like is so, I mean, who even has a Rolodex anymore? Like, does she even know what that word is?
No.
Do you know what a Rolodex is?
No. Is it a resume?
That's really funny.
Do you think we should probably be giving our kids Rolodexes? They would like the physical moving of the paper in there, right? Like the cards, you pull out the card.
I loved, when I was in my first job and I had my Rolodex, and then I got so many contacts, I needed a bigger one. That was such a big milestone.
You did.
It was so much fun. So Jenna, a Rolodex is you take the business cards, you collect business cards from people, physical ones, and then it's a thing you put them in and they're alphabetized. So you'll be like, I have to call, who, in The Devil Wears Prada, when she has to call Dolce & Gabbana, she has to look up the thing. So she looks up in the business card Rolodex to find their phone number.
That's what the contacts is for.
Well, this was pre-contacts.
Yes. But I want to say for someone with my kind of a brain, I feel like having a physical Rolodex would make me think of people differently. When I have my contacts in my phone, I think I have 10,000 people in there. I don't even know where to look for most of the time. But if I had it categorized, these are the people that I met in my job here. These people, it's kind of like you'd flip through your correspondences, and maybe keeping in touch with people would be easier for the purpose of her getting a job later on.
I remember going to trade shows and collecting the business cards and then writing on the back, we talked about blah, blah, blah. So then I could follow up. It was so nice to meet you. I enjoyed our conversation about whatever. I feel like now I do that. I bring the business cards back from something, and then I go on LinkedIn, I connect with them, and I do it again. And I'm like, it was so nice to meet you. I like that we talked about whatever.
Yeah.
Because it's just more personal.
Yes.
So
And LinkedIn is such a great place for that, especially since they're like getting reminders of you every time you like or comment something. It's kind of like
right,
ding, ding, ding without having to actually ping them for,
right.
whatever reason.
Right, exactly. So I feel like we're already into this conversation,
I
that's how Lisi
know.
and I roll, just so you know. So I'm going to introduce you, Lisi, to our audience. But Jenna, you need to know, as you know, I meet everybody through Dear Found Her. Lisi was one of the first people I met. And this is actually a funny story. And we were just featured on Nina's podcast, right?
We're
Wasn't
famous.
it Nina's? Yeah, we're famous.
Yes.
She and Lindsay were talking. She had Lindsay on as a guest, and they were talking about us. And she said our names because she knows we don't mind sharing the story. So we were in Marketing Made Simple, and there were like 12 to 15 women in there, all in different industries, except we're in the same industry. We're both outsourced social media marketers. That we came to learn that we do it differently. We do different parts of it that we excel in, but we can both do the others, but we do our own better. So we were a little hesitant to like speak up or, it was competitive. And then at one point we were like, we should talk. And then we did. And we found out like Lisi really excels in big picture strategy thinking. The other thing that Lisi does is you can say to her, I'm working for this company. I need 15 ideas to throw out for content. And she'll be like, oh, that's so easy. And like 15 amazing ideas, just like,
So she's
flow out her mouth.
ChatGPT.
She's
Pre-chat-
ChatGPT.
But Shane, this was before ChatGPT rolled
Right,
out. Like,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So I
she
can
was
claim this-
ChatGPT
You
before
are
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
So good. So we
I'm
got to know
ChatGPT.
each
I'm
other.
actually
Title
the
the
mind behind
episode.
it.
Yeah,
we-
she is. She's back there answering all of our
We
questions.
should title the episode the OG
The original
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. That's a good
The
one.
OG.
I love
And it's
that.
not just for social media. I have
Right.
doctor recommendations. I have places to go when you're in, Arizona. Like I have all this knowledge that just sits there and it's waiting to be tapped.
Right. So we became fast friends, and now it's the story that Lindsay tells. There's room for everybody in Marketing Made Simple, but that's because of us, and we proved it pretty quickly. And then we also like bounced ideas about how we run our business in the back end of that, and we've been able to share things like that all the way through. So, Lisa, I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad you get to meet my Nana.
I'm so happy.
Yay! All right. So for those who don't know Lisi Metzger, I'm going to introduce you to everybody. So Lisi Metzger is the founder of L Studio Media, a social media marketing agency specializing in helping small business owners find their it factor and then building content around it. Part strategist, part enthusiastic creative partner. I love that. Lisi brings more than 5 years of experience helping entrepreneurs show up on social media in a way that's strategic, authentic, and actually gets results. Based on Long Island, with literally the world's best accent, Lissi's greatest priority outside of work is her family, her husband and 2 boys, one in middle and one in high school. When she's not with them, you'll find her walking outdoors, listening to podcasts, stopping to admire the flowers, getting lost in a good book, traveling, visiting art, or catching up with friends. And she shares a lot when she visits art museums and then gives you sort of a take on what she sees there in the colors and the form. And it's really cool. I love what you do when you go to the art museum. So Lisi Metzger, welcome to the Social Dialogue. We're so glad you're here.
I'm so excited to be here. I haven't been on a podcast. I used to really look to be on podcasts a few years ago, and I had a lot of fun on them. And then I just haven't been on one in a long time. And I have a lot of fun doing these things. So I'm very happy to be here with you too. Especially like your vibe together is just, it's just really fun. Yeah.
You should have seen us last night because Jenna just got home from college on Wednesday night and my husband was traveling and he got home from a trip last night and he walked in and there's a dog on the bed and Jenna and I both under the covers watching Friends. And he's like, are you kidding me?
That's the best. That's honestly the best. I'm trying to get my older son to like rewatch all the Seinfeld episodes. And I think like, we're trying. And Curb, I think his personality would like, all of.
That's great. Yeah. Jenna is all in on Friends. She's watched the entire series. I mean, who knows how many times?
So many times. We're
Yeah,
going
so
to the
good.
Friends experience in New York, by the way.
We'll see if we have time. We have furniture to put together.
Yeah, because she won't hire a TaskRabbit.
We'll think. We'll see. I'm thinking about it now because I'm looking
Thank
at the
you.
limited time. We'll see. I feel like it's a rite of passage that you have to put together your own
No.
furniture.
We live in 2026. There are people for that. They're called TaskRabbits.
I don't
If
know.
it's from IKEA, I'm not sure. It's like a big test
No,
of your
Target.
relationship.
We're doing Target.
We also
Okay.
She's getting the room with the flex wall.
You know how they do that in
Oh,
New York City.
yes.
So
Oh my God.
she's getting the Flex Law Room. Yeah.
Yay,
It was
TaskRabbit!
We'll see. We should be sponsored by TaskRabbit.
support small business.
Support us.
Yeah.
All right, Jenna, do you want to kick it off with our official questions so we can keep our
Yeah.
conversation rolling?
Yeah, because I
Okay.
have somewhere to be in a half an hour.
I have nowhere to be ever. I'm kidding.
Okay, so my mom has already talked a little bit about this, but tell us a little bit about your history and how you got to this point in your career.
Okay, it's a fun story. It is much like the rest of my life. It is not a straight path. So I have always been a creative and I want to say a little bit of a performer. I was making dioramas and original podcasts with my friends. We had the Dollhouse Murderers in second grade, I remember. Always making up stories, creating things, writing, art. And I got to high school and almost to college, and I was like, I have to pick a major. I was going to pick the most boring major. Like, I don't even know what, economics. And I get there and I'm like, no, this is not who I am at all. So I get internships in PR, internships in marketing. I bop around New York City. I did have one finance internship and it was like, not for me. My brain like needs the excitement of idea generation. And after college, I went into advertising and I had some marketing jobs, but I did go and get my master's for speech pathology. At the same time, I started a blog, and blogs were not like a thing when I started. They were like very underground. Nobody was reading them yet. So it was back in 2008 and early 2009, pre-Instagram. And I took a blog, like an address on Blogger back in the day before nobody was on anything. We were doing Blogger and I was doing Tumblr. And I would go to my speech pathology master's classes before I had kids. And my creative outlet became this blog. And everybody knew me in my master's class as like blogging. Like I'd be sitting there in between classes blogging. And I was doing fashion and beauty and, gossip girl trends. I would translate it into like, if you like this, what Serena was wearing, go buy these boots. And here are my links, because eventually reward style came out. So I was making money like that through the clicks. And I had Shop Bop advertising on my blog. Long story short, I missed it so much because I had my second son in 2014. So for 5 solid years, I was blogging. Sometimes at night, my husband would be like, you're not getting paid enough money from anyone to be doing as much work for this blog as you're doing. Because I never really figured out how to monetize the people that I kind of came up with. I did get to go to fashion shows. I went to big beauty and PR kind of events. That was really fun. We were taking the seats at fashion shows when editors were like, they were pissed back in the day. Like it was like a clash, and it was a very like cultural moment. Street style was just coming out, like Bill Cunningham, like all of those people. It was so much fun back then before Instagram. And then Instagram came on the scene. I've been on there since 2011. I was sharing little bits and pieces of my life, like, aesthetic coffee. Then when I had my second son, I was like, you know what? I don't have time for this. And I don't really want to be distracted from him. So I stopped blogging. Fast forward, I'm sorry, this is like a 40-minute conversation, to I'm practicing speech and it's the pandemic and I'm working with 3 to 5-year-old kids and no one is sitting on Zoom for a session. So we're home, it's, 2020, and I'm realizing I need to be home with my kids and not trying to chase the kids back onto the screen, the nursery school kids. It just wasn't working. So I kind of stopped doing that. And I don't really remember if I've ever talked about this, but it became a very creative time in our house. We did like drawing classes online. Like I was like, me and my boys would be doing all these like Renaissance-y things. Like we would all be sitting down and drawing. They were very young then. Like my younger one was in kindergarten. So I got very creative again. We started drawing and painting. Like I started just like looking around Instagram from the new viewpoint of not like a young mother, of like I'm going to just like see what's going on there. And I started finding that there was like social media marketers. And I'm like, I could do this. Like I found all these people and I started listening to podcasts. I remember one podcast of a woman who built up an agency, and it's kind of hokey, but she was like, I built it up to a 6-figure business and here's what I did. And at that time I was like, a 6-figure business, like I'm not making any money from this. I never made money from my blog. I'm not going to make money from this. I have no business mind. And push came to shove. And at a certain point, I was at my book club. We were sitting outside, spread out, because it was November of 2020. And I said to my friends there, I'm like, and they're all women, very strong, like powerful people in their own right. I'm like, guys, I think I'm going to start a business. And they're like, oh, yeah, you go, girl. You do it. Go ahead. Go, yeah, take the world by, just run with it. And one of my friend's husbands has a local jewelry store. And she said, you should talk to him. He needs your help. And I had not posted one thing on Instagram. I just said I have this blogging background and I know how to make content. And I'm like, I didn't realize this was a field. And I'm like, this would have been the field I would have gone into had I just graduated from college right this minute. But it did not exist when I was in college or after and whatever. So she said, talk to him. And I took him on and I did not charge a lot at all because I didn't even really know what I was doing. And I wound up working with him for 18 months. And from there, I got another client. I got my first LinkedIn client who started with me also in November of 2020. And we just finished up. Like we literally just finished our work together because he was like, I can't we have AI. It's so easy. And I said, no, you should go and use AI. But like, I'm telling you, those first clients, they trusted in me. They made me realize that I actually could do this. And from then on, I just built the business. I took courses. I learned what I needed to learn. And there's been many iterations of L Studio Media. So I'm just proud of the fact that I'm still doing this. It's different now. I'm not offering the same things, but yeah, I love looking back.
That's awesome. What a great story. I mean, and I didn't know the whole speech pathology part. That's amazing. We have all these different skills we bring to it, and that's really cool. Thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, so I want to talk to both of you about trends we're seeing right now. What are the trends that you're seeing on social that are like, yes, I really like this, or yes, no, I really don't? What's hot right now? What do you
want to go first, Jenna, or should I?
I think the hantavirus talk needs to stop.
Okay.
Freaking me out. I have too much going on, and I see one bad TikTok, and then I see 5 good TikToks. So that's good.
Yeah.
But besides that, my entire feed is graduation. So, like, I'm not the right person to ask about trends.
Seeing a lot of graduation as well, not just Indiana, but like a lot of graduation because I love all the pictures. So like a lot of graduation is coming up.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the trends, it's literally all hantavirus and graduation right now.
Well, now I understand why my older son had this like kind of big fear of it. I think he still has a fear of it. I also think that we were all traumatized by COVID because in the beginning, nobody had any idea just how long a ride we were in for. And like hearing this again, the cruise ship, the everything, the containment, it feels very familiar. Yeah. So I want to say I do not spend that much time on TikTok for the reason that I feel like I just don't want to get dragged down. I know that that's like where most people, Jenna's age go. Instagram for me, I still prefer it. I just like the aesthetics. Like I like feeling like I'm at an art museum. So a lot of my feed actually, like if you look at my explore page, and by the way, your explore page tells you everything about the person. I have worked with people and they've shown me their explore page, and for better or for worse, I really get to know who they are. Yeah. So my explore page is mostly interior design and art and a little social media strategy. So you could see like where my brain is. I get very inspired by seeing pretty things online, offline. It just makes me a better creator. What I am seeing a lot more just from like the people who are doing well and still continuing to like kind of hit their content out of the park, those like short reels with trending audio, the B-roll, the me sitting here literally doing this.
Mm-hmm. You do a lot of those.
And like a catchy thing, depending on the field. I do take a lot of time, and I took a course and like was trained on like how to make those short reels because it's everything. It's the only thing that's going to get you new people unless you're doing like ads, because your single photo things, unless they're crazy aesthetic, are not going to go anywhere for you. But those short reels are it.
Yeah.
I always tell people like,
I never do them. I never put the time in.
It takes less time than you think. It takes less time than any other post that I do. Carousel posts take me like 4 times as long.
Yeah.
And so I think that Instagram has become a lot more like TikTok. You do see a lot of people talking to camera. And if you have a good story to tell, you should talk to camera. A story with an arc. And I see those doing really well. An arc, a tension point that you're solving. If you can learn how to do those short reels, those I keep seeing, they come up, they're like, people use trends and go on them. But if you spend a little time on your explore page on Instagram and on edits, it's going to be a different explore feed. You're going to get totally different videos. Spend 10 minutes and you'll get inspired and you'll see what's done well. They don't put things on there that haven't done well. So that's how I keep up with like what we should be doing. And I don't think that any of this is like copycatting if you're taking someone else's idea or even using their template because it's offered to you. Their template includes like the music, the on-screen text. Using the template, all you do is plug and play your photos and then you have the same or video and you have the same setup for success. So
right, that's a good
I'm
point.
being more general, but
that's a good tip though for anybody out there trying to grow. My company stuff is always like in the back burner because I have so many clients I'm making content for. Plus the podcast is out there now. Like I just, so I need to get refocused. So thanks for inspiring me. I know it's a lot. What about, have you seen Instance? Are you guys using Instance yet?
No, Mom, you're the only one using Instance.
No, I've got a ton of people using them.
You sent me an Instant at 4:51 in the morning.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, it might have come then, but that's not when I sent it. I'm not up at 4:51 in the morning.
Why do you think I was concerned about you?
When?
Or is it Shane O'Coon Shops shared an Instant at 4:51? Where is it? I don't know where it is.
I was not up at 4:51 in the morning. I don't even know what you're showing me. I can't see it. I'm not up that early.
Here's the thing. I have Instance on my personal page. I don't know why they roll out the features on your personal page way before my regular.
Agreed.
Like I will use it ultimately much more on my work page than my personal.
Yeah.
And I think I actually posted accidentally a picture of my wallpaper yesterday and I'm like, I don't even know how to get this down. Like I felt like
I don't know how to get it down either. And I don't even know, like, once I've taken the picture, did it post? It doesn't tell you. So it's like,
it posted at 4:51 in the morning.
No, it didn't. Great. So now Instagram just likes to roll out new stuff that's like half baked, not ready. And, welcome to Meta.
I don't think it like needed to be,
No,
I don't think
I know.
we needed
That's
this.
what Snapchat is for. If you want to do that, use Snapchat. What do you need this for?
I think we should skip my question and continue talking about your frustrations with social.
Okay, well, let's talk about frustrations. Are you seeing what's going on with the reporting? Like, I'm losing my mind. Every month I pull reports, to send the clients. Here's how we did.
Yeah.
Here's what's right. All of a sudden, they just changed it. And
everything is different.
Everything is different. It doesn't make any sense. So I actually put it into Claude. I'm like, can you break this down for me? What is happening? Why are the numbers tanking when I can see engagements are up, content is performing? And it's like, well, engagements are now interactions, but they're not the same thing. So if you're comparing interactions to engagements before April of this year, you can't compare apples to apples. And I'm like, fuck you. Like, you're making my numbers look bad and my numbers are actually good, but they're still pulling, like Meta Insights are still pulling the wrong thing. So I show my clients and they're like, you suck.
I do think that some of the things that they did roll out are very helpful because, like the expression like sign of the times. So like a sign of the times is that no one is following anyone anymore.
Absolutely.
Like, no one's following anyone. We only
Right.
want to see you one time. And if I like your content, the next
Exactly.
time I might think about following you. I'm thinking about that account that I love now. Her name is Hannah, and she sits in her car and she just like rants on a topic. She's hilarious. But I had to see her. I had to see her like 3 or 4 times on my explore page to be like, you know what? I think she's really funny and I'm going to want to see her stuff again. So I'm going to follow her just in case I never see her again. That's like the kind of mentality. Otherwise, I'm cleaning out shop. Like I was following 2,100 people. I let go of 400 people in the past month because I'm like, I don't see your stuff. I no longer resonate with your content and I don't really need to see it anymore. And I don't want my feed flooded. But I want to say the insights are a sign of the times that no one is following anyone anymore. So followers do not count.
Yeah.
And
Well, we never even measured followers.
And I mean, I know people who bought followers back in the day and like there's a reason why they had 6 likes on their post and 40,000 followers. I'm like, okay, you're not like your stuff is not riveting. Like, I'm sorry. We all know. Everyone knows.
Right.
So, but the views, the thing is for videos, which I think is what we talk about a lot, or like what I feel like is important. Carousels is a different story, but for short form video, the part that I like is the click rate, right?
Yes.
So the click rate is really important. So if your click rate is like 60% or above, like you really need to rethink your entire video strategy. Let's
Mhm.
get it under, I think I mean, I'm not sure what a good number is, honestly, because it depends on how long your video is, but like that particular like view time, click rate, those are really important for us as people who are guiding people's content to
Right.
understand and to use.
Right.
Because what click rate means is like how long is someone watching your video? Are they watching the first 3 seconds and
Right.
then leaving?
And it does break
And
that. It does
yeah,
still break that down if they stay for 3
right,
seconds or they stay for, 30 seconds or whatever.
right. But I do think I feel your frustration. I don't do social media management much anymore. So I don't give out those metrics anymore. But I do feel like people who I'm working with should understand that if their click rate is too high, we need to pump the brakes and be like, what's wrong with your videos? Because why even put out content if people are just going to be like, that's her again? Goodbye. And I
Right.
think like that's a big,
Right.
a
Well, and
big
the
deal.
other thing that Masari has said this, and then Claude has said this as well, is that the 3 things they're really optimizing are DMs, shares, and saves. So now every time we're creating content, the question has to be, who are they going to send this to? Who do they want to share this with?
Right.
Like, I'm working with a jewelry company right now. And so I met with a client yesterday and we're like, well, how often do you actually send jewelry to someone? Like, yeah, you might send it to your husband, but
I
like you don't
know.
send
I
it
think
to
it's
your
more like,
girlfriend. So like we're
right.
thinking to that. So now we're like, well, let's focus on saves. Let's talk about cleaning your jewelry. Here's good educational content that could be a carousel or a video showing people that they could save it. You have to tell them to save it so they can come back to
Yeah.
it. So it's like stuff like that. We're rethinking the strategy. But I mean, I have had so many clients through the years who are like, we need more followers. We need more followers. And I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. And now
Well,
finally I'm
now it's
like,
like real.
see, Instagram doesn't
Right.
care about your followers either. I've been telling you for
Right.
years.
It's frustrating to unlearn that though.
Yeah, for sure.
I was going to say to you for the jewelry company, depending on if it's fine jewelry or just like kind of costume fun jewelry.
It's elevated everyday jewelry.
Right. So, I mean, there are ways that you could get people to share it. I kind of think like, friends wear jewelry. They like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
This would look good on you. Like,
I would
send this
think
to
about
someone.
it.
This would look good on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something fun. Like, I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I don't want you to discount
No, of course not.
sharing.
But it's
You
like,
know, I
which
don't
one
know.
is the like bigger priority and which one's the easier one? The
The
easier one.
saves.
The
I think
saves
the
are the
saves
easier
for sure.
on that client. But then for some clients, it's the opposite, right? And then
Right.
to focus on the DMs too, like there has to be a strategy there. So we're kind of rethinking all of our clients' strategies so that we can make sure we're playing into what Instagram wants. Because if you don't play the
Yeah.
game, you lose.
Well, Jenna, do you find yourself like what behavior do you find yourself doing with content on the app?
Like
Are
this.
you sharing
This
with
is,
friends?
she still
Are
does
you
this. Click, 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 click. Right?
Do
You
a
still
lot
do
of
that.
sharing. I do a lot
You
of
do?
you do
sharing.
share?
Yeah, but
I
I
feel
mean,
like I share everything I share with Jenna.
yeah, but like, no, I'm
You
still
go back and forth.
filming, but yeah, sharing.
Yeah.
But not liking, right? Like people a lot of times don't like things.
Still like. You don't?
Right.
Well, it depends. If I want to save it and I want to see it, this is TikTok, right? Or is it Instagram?
No, Instagram.
Well,
Instagram also
I guess I'm
like.
talking Instagram.
Probably the same on TikTok. I would
Instagram
use
I'll
the
like.
same.
TikTok I won't like as much because my likes go to a save folder and I like to reference what I like.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Instagram
Yeah.
I don't care.
See, but that's interesting user behavior because then you wouldn't expect to have that many likes on TikTok if
Right.
other people are operating in that way.
No,
right?
I'm weird and I'm the only one who operates in this way.
No.
Most people like my
Well, you might
stuff.
not be. You may not be weird, but on Instagram, I think you can see what your friends have liked, and I think that has been a deterrent for people to like things. Sometimes
that's a
I
good
will
point.
stop and think, right? Like I'll stop and think, would I want other people to see that I like this post? And it's also like, how many posts do I want people to see that I'm liking? It's almost like overkill. So I'm actually stopping how much I like things
That's interesting.
sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow. All right. So back onto Instagram a little bit. So you started, I think it was earlier this year. I guess it was end of last year. You started doing your Tuesday lives.
Yes.
What was the impetus for that, and what kinds of people do you bring on there?
So the impetus was, I think I missed going on podcasts like this. And I'm not afraid of going live. Like I have So back to like my performer, like my husband's going to laugh at me. You're a performer. I was in commercials when I was younger and I acted in plays. So like I never had, I actually did have major stage fright like at my ballet recitals, but that was because I was much younger. But like acting, I never had a fear of being on camera, which is why I think this has been great Instagram wise. I'm not afraid. So I do a lot of video coaching now for people our age, and there's a ton of people who are totally stuck and terrified to come on video. But like, as we all know, video is the place where you're going to be connecting, building trust, like ultimately winning people's opinion of you so that they'll buy things from you. So I work with a lot of service providers who I need to get on video so that they'll have more business, right? So part of the reason why I started going live was because I was like, I'm going to kind of dare myself to get on a consistent schedule going live and showing my clients and others that it's not scary to come live. And also, you can't get to know somebody that well on short form video or even those talk to camera videos. They're like my talk to camera videos, they're me talking, but like when you listen to somebody in a loose conversation, you can be like, oh, she's my person. I'm going to work with her, but not really from like any other type of video. So many different reasons. I wanted to inspire others to come live and not be afraid to go live, and building the trust. For me, I wanted people to see me in loose conversation, even though I let others do the talking. I'm more of like an interviewer in these. I just wanted to kind of like, one other thing is like, I don't actually think very strategically for my own account a lot of times, but when you go live and each person puts it on their feed, you're obviously sharing a piece of content together so that my audience will see them and they will, vice versa. So it really is a nice way to borrow somebody else's audience. And like, so here's what I started doing. So I first went live because it was my birthday and it was Dara Astman's birthday also. So we share a birthday, January 6th. And I was like, do you want to go live with me? I don't think if you've never gone live, it would be a great time to go live. We can do our New Year's resolutions, our birthday resolutions. And she jumped on and was so excited. And then it dawned on me, I'm like, I want to find other small business owners who have never gone live before and let them see how easy it is, because I send you a script before, like you can approve the script, the questions, you can fill in your answers, you can I teach you how to do the setup. And this was like for free. I'm just like, I just want you to come on and like do this with me so that you can go live again after and see that it's no big deal. It's like, let's ride a bike, like just go ride the bike. So I think I've done 9 or 10 of them. I did one with Lindsay. I did one with a jewelry designer. I did one with Rana, workflow optimizer. I've done a bunch so far, but then I got sick. So I took a break and I went to Spain for a week, and now I'm picking up. I have scheduled one next week and then the week after. So I'm just so excited about these. They're really fun. They're kind of like mini podcasts. It's like me dipping my toe in the water to see if I would do a podcast. And I tend to talk a lot. So, and like do these like circles in my conversation. So me being the interviewer with a script is so good because I stay on topic and like maybe we do a little bit of chit chat, but it's like really like 30 to 40 minutes of like someone actually talking about themselves without me interrupting, and like I give them a platform.
I think they're really fun, especially when I know the other person. Like that's really fun to see you both on. So I think it's been really fun. But even the people I don't know, I'm learning something new about someone else. So
yeah, and they always give me several gems. So I usually sum up the gems in a post after. So I'll do like a video of those gems, and everyone's coming to me from all different fields, and it's just like a fun way to spend an hour with someone.
That's fun.
Much like this.
So we have just a couple more minutes. I know Jenna has a meeting in like 4 minutes, but she has one really important question to ask you.
Okay. So I'll be moving to New York. I'll be there in a week with a TaskRabbit.
By this time next week, she will be a New York City resident.
With a TaskRabbit.
My God, with the TaskRabbit.
Give me all the recs you have in the next 30 seconds.
Rattle them off.
Rapid fire.
And, give her an area of town.
Yeah. I'm living in Murray Hill.
So, so my favorite area is the Meatpacking District and West Village. Okay. So what I like to do, so my son took an architecture class 2 summers in a row at NYU. So every time he went, and it was a full day. So I'd drive him in, drop him off, park my car, and I would walk up from NYU along the West Village, up to the High Line and all the way up to what is it called? The area in the 30s up on the High Line. So that is my favorite part of the city. You can hit up all the shopping there. You can do tons of different kinds of restaurants, brunches, or everything you want. But it's just like visually so stunning. And there's cobblestone streets in the meatpacking district. And I used to sit in the Gansevoort Hotel and like order myself a little brunch with my computer and just like get to work. It's also, I love sitting in a place where like I can people watch and just, it's really fun. But and you could also see the Whitney Museum. And I'm trying to think the place that has, I can't even think, my brain, I'm like literally the big
Sorry,
building.
This is like a lightning round.
The big building with all the food
So
in
good
it.
at lightning rounds.
So, but I want to say, if you do want to cultivate an interest in art, I would say to go and spend time just walking around the Met, walk around the Guggenheim, hit up any of the galleries that are open. It is just, there's just something about, and MoMA, you have, like, those are my three favorite, depending on what the Guggenheim has in it. There's just something that happens to you, and wander around Central Park. Don't have an agenda, just wander. I lived on the Upper East Side for many years. I went to college on the Upper West Side. So I did the west side of the park then. And we used to like lay out and just do nothing, like in the Upper West Side, like go to the Shakespeare Theater, go to Strawberry Fields, like just do all of that. On the East Side, you can run around the reservoir, the Jackie Onassis Reservoir. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it in the world. It is beautiful. There's flowers everywhere. It's just, I don't know. If I could do it all over again, I would. I loved it. I was in, up and down all over. Don't forget the Jewish Museum. Don't forget the Holocaust Museum all the way downtown. Like there's just so many things. Goodbye.
That's
Love
awesome.
that.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Maybe
I'm
one
sorry
day
I
you
have-
guys will do coffee one day when you're in the city.
Yes.
Look her
Yeah.
up.
I would love to
I will.
after the TaskRabbit finishes.
Yes.
For the love of God. All right, Jenna,
Okay,
you
I
go.
have to go.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Make sure it
This was so
uploads
fun.
before you leave.
I will. How do
Okay.
I just leave? Okay, bye.
Bye,
you
Jenna.
just
Thank you.
Lisi, this was so much fun. Thank you for doing
So
this.
much fun. I'm so glad that we did this.
I'm so glad that we did it. I'm so glad you're feeling better because we did reschedule when you were so ill. I'm glad that
know.
you're better.
Yes.
And glad you had a great trip to Spain. I mean, you should know Jenna's time right now is crazy. And I was like, this one you're not missing. You have to be on to meet
I'm so glad.
Lisi. So I'm so glad that you met her.
We also, I know, and I think we also had scheduled when you first launched and something else happened. So I was
think you're
like,
right.
we need to.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm glad
like,
that
we need to do this.
I'm glad
I
you
know.
finally got to meet her. And if you're in the city, look her up. She will have coffee with anybody.
Oh my God, I would love to. And I'll actually send her specific recommendations of like actual places to go.
Okay.
But she's going to have the best time. Like I can see it. She has that
Yeah.
energy running through her, that young,
Yeah.
let me see everything I possibly can.
Yeah. And because last week when we were at graduation, we saw all these girls that she's graduating with and I saw their moms and I'm like, oh, what's yours doing next year? She's going to come home and figure it out what's next. And that's very normal today. And Jenna's like, I can't come home. I just can't. I have to go. And we support that. So, and we are supporting it. But I'm glad that she's got something to get her by while she looks for the full-time thing. And who knows what's next, but it's very exciting.
Listen, there's always social media marketing that she can just do in the meantime just to pay her rent.
Right. Exactly.
So she doesn't have to
So-
leave New York City. She can
Right. Yeah.
have some clients.
Well, she has a
right?
16-month lease, so she can't leave New York City.
She shouldn't. She should spend her time
She
there.
should,
Definitely.
absolutely. And you know, this has been the dream. Go live in New York, be young and single and live in New York. But she has a boyfriend, but he's in Chicago. So she's gonna live her life and continue to grow her friends and her community. And I'm so proud of her. So thank you for making this happen today.
It's amazing. I love seeing you two together. You have such a good
thank
energy.
you.
And
Thank
I'm
you.
so excited to be on this podcast. And yes, good.
Thanks for joining us on the Social Dialogue podcast. If you liked today's conversation, be sure to leave us a 5-star rating and a review and share it with a friend.
Keep the dialogue going with us on social. Find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube.
I'm Shane.
And I'm Jenna.
Thanks for listening.